Hey guys, I am going to be going over 6 tips and ideas for when it's slow. Typically at the beginning of the year after the holidays, it's a lot slower for many people. And when we come out here, we want to be making money. If we're not making money, we want to make sure that we are utilizing all of our time because we only got so many hours in the day. And a lot of these ideas and tips I have done myself when it's slow or between orders. So hopefully this will help you guys out. Of course, if you've done any of these things, do let me know, or you have anything to add that you do when it's slower. So let's go ahead and get into number 1. So number 1 might be a given for many of us, which would be multi-apping, or at least having multiple apps on standby. For example, when I first started driving, I signed up for GrubHub, Ubereats, and DoorDash. I tested out each app. You know, when you're newer, you don't want to jump into all 3. You're kind of trying to learn the process. Well, GrubHub was really working for me in my market. It was keeping me busy. I was making good money. So I stuck with that app. But over time, GrubHub started slowing down really slow. I needed to implement other apps so I could be making money when I'm coming out here. And thankfully, in the beginning, I had signed up for the other apps so I could just hop on them and get to moving. But the thing is, many people will just sign up for one app and then it slows down for them and they go to sign up for other apps, and those apps have a waiting list and then you're having to wait. I would say select a few different apps if you haven't already. Sign up for them. If you're put on a waiting list, at least you got the ball rolling. So hopefully the apps would be available if things slow down for you. Tip number 2 would be to work on a side business project or research business ideas when it's slow for you. Now, me and my husband in the beginning of doing gig work used to do this. So what we would do is we would take our laptops to a coffee shop, work in the morning on our laptops, and then turn on our phones. And at this time we were just doing GrubHub, turn on our phones from the coffee shop and catch orders and take our laptops with us. And if it was slow, now back then GrubHub, sometimes you were waiting a long time. A majority of the time you were sitting and waiting for your order. So I would take my laptop in with me or sit in my car and work until I got notification or until the order was supposed to be ready, you know, when they give you the time. So that was one thing that we would do to utilize our time, work on our business project as well as make money and drive. And that's the thing that I love about gig work, the freedom that you have, so you can kind of implement things in between orders, make money, and work on your business project. If you're looking for some side hustle ideas, there is a channel called Wholesale Ted. She has a lot of great videos. Her name is Sarah. A lot of different ideas of side hustles. I will go ahead and leave the link in the description. As many of us know, it's not always good to have all your eggs in one basket. It's always good to have multiple streams of income or different things that you're working on. So I highly recommend checking out this channel, and hopefully you can find a good idea that may interest you. Tip number 3, we're gonna pop into my home for a quick moment. Tip number 3 would be to get your exercise in. We are in our cars a lot, and you know, just living day-to-day life, exercise can sometimes be pushed to the back burner. And of course, exercise is really important, not only to stay healthy, to stay fit, it can also help with depression, anxiety, stress, help you sleep better at night. There's just so many benefits of exercise, which brings me to the sponsor of this video today, Yes Soul. They were kind enough to reach out and give me the opportunity to try out this bike behind me. It is the G1 Elephant bike, and I've got to say I have absolutely been loving this bike. I can't wait to share all the details with you. So let me go over some of the features that I like. So the first thing that caught my attention when this bike came, now it did come in 2 different boxes. The screen was put in its own separate box, but it has this big 32-inch screen, tons of classes to choose from. That right there is my favorite instructor, Sasha. Man, he gives me a workout, hence the towel that I have on the bike. Absolutely loving this bike. It even comes with 2-pound weights. There are some classes that do require weights. It also has 100 levels of resistance from low to high, depending on where you're at. And over time, of course, you can work it up to the highest if you want yourself a really good workout. This bike is absolutely amazing, and everything is on an app, so you can pick your classes. I already have a class up with Sasha. I'll give you guys a quick sample.
And unless this is our first time moving together, in that case, welcome. Cool. This is a part of your 14-day sweat and strength program. Congrats. Well done on just finishing the last energy and endurance class.
And you can also select different languages. Also, this bike has a 360-degree rotating screen, which is nice because there is other classes that you can do, you know, strength training, yoga. So if you need to tilt the screen to the side to roll out your mat and do some yoga. The bike also has a spot for your water bottle, your phone. So it's really, really set up, adjustable seat depending on your height, which is really, really nice. Absolutely loving this bike. I can't even tell you guys enough. If you've been to spin class before and you've had an instructor, it is very similar, except this time it is in your own home. Your downtime, you just come to your home, get your quick workout in, and you are done for the day for your exercise. If you're interested in some at-home exercise, this bike is a really affordable way to get your exercise in right from the comfort of your home. Again, I can't tell you enough. I've been absolutely loving this bike. It reminds me of spin class, except right here in my home and with some awesome instructors. Again, Sasha's my current favorite. I do still have to try out some of the other instructors and some of the other classes they have, like I said, yoga and some other things, but absolutely loving it. If you're interested, maybe you've always wanted a bike, I do have a link down in the description as well as a 10% discount code. You can use Ride Along with Bree to get 10% off the bike, as well as a 1-year subscription, which is $129 value for tons of free classes with many instructors right from the comfort of your home. I do want to thank Yesol for sponsoring this video again and allowing me the opportunity to try out their amazing bike. Now back to the car. Number 4 would be to squeeze in errands in between orders, or when you have like that dead spot of time. I have done this so many times, whether it's, you know, going and getting pet food or going and mailing off a package. One thing that I have done so many times that's worked out for me is go grocery shopping. Maybe I need a few items for the house. That's typically what it works for. Not doing full-blown grocery shopping, because if you get an order, then you know you probably can't take it if you're doing full-blown grocery shopping. But if you're going in for a few items, I will typically catch an order across the street. It's happened so many times for me and my husband. So I'm grabbing a few items, I get an order in the grocery store, I check out, go across the street, get my order. So I'm grocery shopping, making a little bit of money, so it works out. So that is something to kind of do in between time if you're not already doing it. That way you're getting your errands done and you're still making some money, hopefully. Number 5 would be to really take advantage of dinner time. At least for me, that tends to be the busiest time. Keeps me moving. Now granted, there are days that it is slower than others, but compared to, you know, mornings and afternoons, at least for me, dinner always tends to be the best. The best times are usually between 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. Now granted, lately I have been seeing people order a little bit later than 5, but I would say typically between 5 and 8 p.m. is the best times. Weekends are also a good time to go out and deliver, but overall, evenings are the best time. So if things are slower and you're usually working afternoons and they're just not keeping you busy, maybe really utilize the evening time to really make some money, go out there and keep those wheels to moving. And the final tip, number 6, would be to try a different market. Now in the beginning of me and my husband doing gig driving, we tried pretty much a lot of the markets around us, and we found one that we really liked. It was is about 20 minutes from here. Some of you that are from around here, Lake Oswego, you might recognize Lake Oswego. They had really good paying orders. Now the drive's about 20 minutes from here, so you do have to keep in mind you do have the drive back, and depending on how far you're going after a long shift, you might not want to drive all the way back. Ideally, we'd all like to get an order that brings us back to, you know, where we're from, but that don't always happen. But trying out a different area, trying out a different market sometimes can really surprise you of how different the orders are over there. Now going all the way out there, after a while it's like, you know what, let's try our market again. It was fine, it was keeping us busy, but we did like to try out different things. Now in the summertime, I really do like driving out there. It's really pretty. Winter, that's, you know, rainy and stuff, I don't really want to drive all the way out there and then have to come all the way back out, especially not being able to get an order that's going to bring me back home. So definitely worth checking out different areas. Maybe you have another area that's 10-15 minutes from you that's worth checking out. Again, you might be surprised how different the orders are, or maybe they're paying, you know, peak pay or bonuses in that area. So definitely worth checking out different areas or markets. So I hope this helped some of you guys out. Of course, if you guys have done any of these things, or maybe you want to add something, do leave it in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed the tips, please give the video a like, consider subscribing if you haven't already, ring the bell so you don't miss out on any future videos, and I will be seeing you guys on the next one. Bye guys.